But like I'm picturing like from this side, right? And like we're in the cab, we're going at it. We're like, drop me off at 14th and 8th. Can you do a two-stop?
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Gin and Toxic. We're back.
You fucking nail the beginning. You start off every single episode. God forbid I do shit in the beginning of the episode. I
One
just
day
sit here,
Lily
like,
will
take
start
it
it
away.
off. You know what? It's become this like natural.
It's just what we do.
It's become this natural pattern,
Right?
Of I start the episode, but then whenever we go into the actual episode topic, you start it.
Why is that so true?
Yeah.
Without even like meaning to.
Yeah. And then usually we go back and forth because I think sometimes we switch it up, but I think normally I'm the one that's like, all right, toxic confessions, blah blah blah. You know
why?
Yeah,
I
it's like
it.
we didn't even really like plan to do it that way, but it just worked out.
It worked out. These are our roles.
Exactly. But anyways, our toxic things of the week.
Yay, here we go.
Who's going first?
I'll take it away. Why
All right,
not?
period.
Okay, mine
Go
happened literally yesterday. Well, it's not, well, yeah, it is a little toxic. So it happened yesterday. Christina came into the restaurant that I work at to visit me because that's her favorite thing to do is harass me at work.
Yes, I literally tweeted that the other day. I go, my favorite like activity is to harass Lily at work. I like walking in. I like acting. Like, I think there was like this, there's this TikTok that someone made. I think it was this guy made this TikTok and he was like, that one annoying regular customer that comes in and acts like they know everything. Yeah. They were like, you already know I want it, blah, 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 blah. Like, oh my God, did you hear? Who's the new girl? That's me.
Yeah.
That is me
Christina.
at Lily's job. And I don't really give a fuck.
Like, my fucking managers know you now.
Yeah.
Like, that's concerning.
I walk in, I go, table for one in Lily's section, please.
Yeah, I'm like, great. I see her walking in. I'm like, for fuck's sake. Like, so she comes in yesterday and we just hired this new guy. And he's like, oh, he's a host. And
he's a daddy.
Guys, he's so
yummy.
Fine.
Well, first of all,
he is so fine.
Do you want to explain to the people why you thought he was my type?
Okay, guys, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
He's like, he's so different than the comparison. But so, as we know, Christina's last boyfriend was from Boston. He was also Colombian, and like very Colombian, like families in Colombia speak Spanish, blah, blah, blah. So this guy comes in and to be honest, before he tells me anything, just the way he was talking and like his energy, I was like, oh, he kind of reminds me of Martine in a good way, like in a nice way. And then I'm like, oh, so where are you from? And he's like, Boston, blah, blah, blah. And his name is I'm not going to say it, but it's like a Spanish name. And then I heard him speaking Spanish and I was like, oh, like, where's your family from? Like, what's your ethnicity? He's like, oh, Colombian. And I was just like,
oh, God.
And he was just so fine. It was like a little scary. And like we have this one coworker, Amanda, who's literally gay, has a girlfriend. And she was like, why am I blushing right now?
Right.
Like
this
what
man
is happening?
So fine.
So Christina comes in yesterday and he seats her because he's the host, right? Did he seat you?
No, you sat me.
Oh, I
But
sat
he was
you.
like standing right there.
And so I go up to him and I'm like, oh, my friend's here, whatever. And he was like, yeah, what up with her? What up with the friend?
What's her drama?
Like immediately. And I'm like, okay, people either want like me or Christina. I've noticed in guys. Like guys have two types and it's either me or Christina.
No, literally. It's either like the hot, like
which is
redhead.
good. We're not like, well, not that a guy would ever come between us, but like, I feel like we're like different vibes where like a guy would never have a hard time. Yeah. Like you're either one or the other.
Yeah,
you know
you're either into like the lighter hair, hot redhead vibe or, you know, the like I'm
broke
just like
girl messy and then like her. Like,
well, no, because usually when guys meet me, they don't know how much money I make, but I feel like they just look at me as like this like unhinged Italian brunette bitch.
Yeah, like we're both unhinged in
Yeah.
different ways.
The guy, oh my
like,
God, I'll go into my toxic confession obviously in a little bit, but the guy that I went on the date with, who I'll be speaking about in like a sec, he literally right away, he's like, you must be Italian.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
like,
you're so Italian, babe. Like you're so like
babe.
Long Island Italian.
Right.
But this guy, he was like, you know, what up with your friend, whatever. And I'm like sparks start flying. I'm like, oh shit, oh my God, you guys are perfect. Fuck, you're like her type to a T. She's a fucking slut. This is perfect. This is absolutely
You're
perfect.
her type.
I go, you're gonna be her 14th boyfriend. Yes. Like this is so perfect. So then I go up to Christina. I'm like, hey, look at him. He's so hot, right? And she was like, yeah. And then I went back and I'm like, okay, she's into you. So I'm gonna give you her Instagram. And I'm making this happen.
This feels so middle school when like
so middle school. I'm like running back and forth, literally.
Yeah, you go up and you're like, Christina thinks you're cute. Oh, okay. Wait, Christina thinks you're cute. Do you think she's
cute? Yeah.
Okay, like he wants to know, like, do you want to like date him? Like, would you date him?
I go up to him. He's like, Lily, why are you literally talking to her and pointing directly at me?
I look up from eating my food, and Lily is standing with him at the hostess thing, looking at me, pointing. I'm like, all right, yeah, like let's make this even more obvious than it was.
Yeah. So I guess the toxic part is that, like, for certain reasons, first of all, he's very hot, but he's just not my type anyway. Like, he's just not for me. I can appreciate the beauty. That's for damn sure. It's like when a guy meets a really hot girl, but she's an absolute ditz. It's like,
right.
I can appreciate the beauty, but I'm a go.
Yeah, not me.
It's like that. He's not a ditz, but you know what I mean. He's not my type. But I was like, I'm going to live vicariously through Christina and set her up with him so I can get the tea. Okay, what's yours? Enough of that.
He gave me his Instagram last night, and I did some stalking. And
he's got 3 whole pictures on his Instagram.
Guys.
Boys, do better. Do better.
No.
Oh, you're right. We hate Instagram.
Exactly.
Ew.
Men that
Actually,
don't have
take
Instagram.
that back immediately.
Speaking of which, if Lily...
I just realized... Damn, that sounded like we were in the damn ocean for a second.
I literally said to you in the last episode when you drank to move the mic away.
Sure, I'll never do it though.
You'll never do it. You'll just hear, I'll be like, semi-toxic, and then you hear...
I forget your toxic thing of the week.
That I lied to the guy that I went on a date with about my job, which is not an uncommon thing, but like, let me explain. Okay, so my toxic thing of the week, speaking of men that have no social media, because this guy does not. So... little backstory. If you guys listened to our last episode, which was incredible, it was with Hannah Berner, go listen. But
so iconic.
Yeah, iconic episode. In it, I said that I met a guy last weekend at Pride, and it was just, the way we met was just like so backwards because we were dancing together, like grinding on each other, and then we exchanged numbers, and then he asked me on a coffee date, and I was like, well, this is a little backwards, don't you think? But it's fine. So anyways, in that episode, I was like, oh yeah, like we're going to set up this coffee date, whatever. So we did. And I went on it like 2-3 days ago now. And first of all, so my toxic thing is that I lied about my job, which I'll get into in a sec. But may I mention that at House of Yes, at this like event that we were at for Pride, when we were dancing together, it was very dark. And it looked like he had like either black or dark brown hair. And then I show up. And I'm like, oh my God. I text Lily. I go, he's a fucking ginger.
Oh, yeah. And to be honest, I read that. I was triggered. I was like, there's only room for one.
Here's the thing, though.
Blew the mic.
He's like, his hair changes. So, like,
he's not the type of, he's not
he's not Lily's.
He
red
has like
ginger.
That brown with like a red tint.
Exactly.
Vibe.
And like in the sun,
which is
it like
cute in my opinion. I think that's super cute.
Oh, no, it is. And like
I couldn't because it would be giving incest, but like you could.
No, but like it's like when the sun like hits you. Why? Okay, this is Lily's toxic
because I have it in the perfect spot. I don't want to.
All you gotta do is this. You go.
That is so true. Okay, we'll get him next time.
Okay. Anyways, so Lily will learn. Yeah. But So yeah, he is a ginger kind of, which is, I liked it. It's so cute. He has light eyes, tall,
I like it.
White
so
boy,
cute.
like, yeah, chest hair, mwah, facial hair, mwah,
hair.
Exactly, just hair. You guys know that I've discussed on this show many times before.
That's your type.
I love a hairy man. Love a hairy man. The more hair, like
my
you
friend
look like a
asked
fucking
me
gorilla.
what your type was the other day. I go gorilla.
Gorilla,
or like Brooklyn boy, tattoos, no hair, mustache. Will ruin your life.
See, that's my like hookup type, but like my like hubby type, boyfriend type, hairy. Okay, so if there's any eligible
a hookup type and a boyfriend type,
we should do an episode on that. That's very true.
We'll get back to you.
We'll get back to that. Anyways, on to the actual toxic thing. So the date was going super well, but obviously I said a little bit in also the last episode with Hannah how I do not tell guys on the first date, unless they like know me previously.
I'm beauty chickie.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to the beauty chickie.
I have a podcast about being a fucking psychotoxic whore.
Yeah.
I'm a cat. Your mom's gonna love me.
Right, so part of me is like, I should tell them on the first date because, okay, so here's the thing. Originally, it was me being like, I'm not going to tell them. Look at that. Lily's learning. She moved the mic away when she took a sip of her water. I'm so proud of you.
Yay.
Good job, queen. But originally, I was like, I'm not going to tell guys that I'm a podcaster on the first date because I don't want them to think I'm fucking crazy and I'm just like this like ditzy influencer or something like that. Now, I don't really give a fuck if they think that, like, if I tell them I'm a podcaster and they're like, ew, then that's not the guy for me. It's turned now into I will not tell them that I'm a podcaster on the first date in case it goes bad.
I want to talk shit about
I need to talk shit on the show.
Right.
So, you know, obviously that like that's like my newfound reason as to why I don't tell these guys my job. So now the toxic thing though is that because that's what I do, I told this guy, like, you know, right off the bat, like what I do for a living, I always tell people that I'm a talent manager, which isn't a lie, but it's not the full truth, obviously. And then we're just like going along in the conversation. Everything's going so well. And I actually really start to like this guy. Like he's cute and we're just having a really good conversation. I don't know if this guy's like my soulmate, but like we're having such a good conversation.
Yeah,
it was a really
good date. Which is always refreshing because a lot of them are scary and horrific.
And like towards the end, I was like, wow, I think this is like a guy that I could tell him what like I actually do for a living and that like he'll like accept it and think it's cool and stuff. Like I kind of picked up on that vibe
what does he
from
do
him.
Again?
He's not working right now because he's finishing out his degree.
Okay.
He's Hunter.
He's in school.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in school. But yeah, he was like
cool. For what?
Something in the management field for like restaurants, like restaurant management or something. Yeah. So yeah, something.
I like
food.
that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But like he was like born and raised in Brooklyn and then moved. He moved to France for a long time.
Wait.
And then he
what?
He told me he's lived in like 22 different places in both America and Europe. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So like I was talking about like my whole Europe trip and he's like been everywhere. We're talking about like Florence and this and that. And he was like, oh, I've never been to Iceland, but I wanted to. And I was telling him about how crazy that was. He was just like this really cool, interesting guy. And like, also he was like, telling me how he like doesn't drink or smoke and whatnot. And like, here's the thing, like for whatever reason, all these guys I've been going on dates with lately don't drink, which is like good for them, obviously. I actually prefer that because there's only room for one of us to be feral in the relationship and it's gonna be me. So yeah, but
it's like that. It's like don't drink or drink on the exact same level that I drink.
Exactly. Right.
Like so, you get just as fucked up as me, or like you let me shine, I let you
shine. Right. So that was that. But anyways, so I'm like in this predicament, which I guess is kind of like the toxic thing, which is that one, he still doesn't know what I do. Okay, so this is, I don't even know if I told this to you, but the predicament here is two things. Number one, that he didn't know my last name before the first date and now he does. So now I'm afraid that he's gonna like Google search Christina Harris and I'm gonna come up, he's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
My second predicament is that we were talking about going on a second date and we were talking about stand-up. And he was like, oh, I've never been to a stand-up show before, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, we should go to one. We should go to the Stand. So now I'm like afraid that like we're gonna go. My fear is like, love Hannah Berner, love my girl. She cannot be performing that night.
We'll just make sure she's not performing.
Or make sure she's not performing or give her the heads up. Long story short, I will tell this guy what I actually do next time around.
Honestly,
but now I'm just like, my big thing is like,
it'd be iconic if she was performing and called you out.
Right. She would be like, Christina, what the fuck? He'd be like, and then he'd be like, how the fuck do you know her? And then I'd be like, oh.
You could just be like, she's my friend.
Yeah. Well, I think
my friend's a stand-up comedian.
Okay, I think that my big thing right now, honestly, is like not even that. I think it's that now I want to tell him what I actually do for a living. But I'm afraid that he's going to find out before I could tell him by like looking at my name.
Well, Here's
the thing is that he doesn't
it's
have
not that big of a deal.
No, it's not. He has social media. Well, I look at it as like, not as in he's going to look at it and be like, why'd you lie to me about your...
Right.
Well, no. I don't want him... Like, my issue is I don't think he's going to look at what I do and then come back to me and be like, oh my God, you're a podcaster? Ew.
No.
My thing is, like, afraid of him being like... Because it's a guy I like, and then him being like, why'd you, like, lie to me?
No, come on. Anyone with common sense should know that if, like, you're going on a date with someone... Well, like, if someone has a platform, like, let's say you're going out with someone that you don't know is actually a famous actor, you can't blame them for not fucking telling you the full thing.
Exactly.
They have to understand that, like, you don't know this guy and you can't just trust him off the bat.
Yeah, no, and I think he was like,
or like, what if he wanted to be an influencer and then got weird? It's just weird. Yeah. It's a weird thing.
Exactly, like the guy the guy that I went on the date with for G&T, and he ended up being like a fucking actor. Imagine if I told him what I actually did.
Yeah, and he'd be like, "Oh my god, like we should like make TikToks or something."
Yeah,
like ew. Oh my god.
Like yeah, but this guy, I think he's a very genuine, sweet guy. So I don't think I'm gonna have an issue there. But it's just my own like internal like, oh my god, what if I do this and that, and what if we're on the next date?
No,
and he's like, oh, by the way, I found you online.
Especially if you like tell him like, oh, I didn't tell you because I've had some weirdos in the past be weird.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
It. Like I'm so glad that you're cool about
That's like,
it.
oh my god, in the Hannah episode when she was like, when I started doing reality TV, and she said that she went on a date with that guy, and he like knew her because like his friends watched Summer House, and he was like, oh, like I should. My friends told me that I should kiss you. You remember she was like talking about that?
Yes,
fucking weird.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah, like those people who got like blew up from reality TV shows probably had the hardest time like dating after, because especially like think about like the Love Island cast members, like because people watch Love Island, they're probably like, oh, I know everything about you, but like no, you don't. You've never actually sat down with me and gotten to know me.
We had this discussion with Talia. Remember we had this gigantic discussion about like, because we share so much. Girls will DM
me and be like, I'm coming to New York, you and Christina should like get a drink with me, and I'm like,
listen, like it's so sweet to get DMs like that, because it does mean that like we're doing our job right. We want you guys to feel like you're connected to us, and like we could be the people that you could like go grab a drink with, but it's also such like, you know, a boundary and a bold assumption, and like, you know. But
we don't, and also it's like time. We don't know if you want to get a drink with us because you actually think we'd mesh really well, or if you are wanting to get something out of us, wanting to be an influencer or something. That's why honestly I'm like really happy that like 99% of my friends are not influencers in the industry. I was actually just thinking about this the other day. I don't really fuck with like having friends that are also influencers. No, I love like, having creative friends where we can like collaborate in a cool way, like a videographer, like we have a DJ
creative friends, 100,000%. And that's not to say that
and
like
if we end up collabing on something like, sick, but like if you literally just want to like make a TikTok with me so that my follower like follow you, then no.
Exactly. That's kind of like oh my god, I don't know if I'm not gonna say his name on here, but I'll tell you, this one influencer who's huge, he only started interacting with me like back in the day because he ended up like discovering my ex-boyfriend's like band and like how big they were at the time, and then he discovered me, and I tweeted like a photo of us from like a really long time ago. I met him like back in the fucking day, and he didn't really pay it any mind until he realized that I was dating this guy in the band, and then decided to follow me on Twitter and tweet me and like all these things, and it just felt very like ingenuine, and like at the time I was like, oh my god, like he's replying to my stuff, whatever, and then I actually started thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, but anyways,
that actually happened when I met you. You like soft launched me.
Yeah,
like, you were like, well, I remember the first time you told me you had it kind of first came up because you mentioned the skincare brand.
Yeah.
In my head, you guys, I'm picturing this bitch in a basement making potions by herself. Like I'm picturing you like
you're like mixing
Union
all your
Square
Bath and Body Works shit together.
Literally, like in Union Square, selling on a fucking table these random skincare products. So like, and then eventually I like for somehow you told me, I followed you on Instagram, and I figured I'd put the pieces together, right? And like, but that was cool because I mean we had such like an organic start.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we date?
Oh no.
I'm gonna go throw up. All right, guys, this week's episode, I'm excited. I woke up this morning, came to me. This never happens. Okay, so we're gonna talk about first date etiquette and first hookup etiquette. If it happens in the same night, no judgment, okay? So first we're gonna talk about, I know we've done this before, but red and green flags, but just about first date.
Exactly. I was like, we did before. I'm like putting lip gloss on. This is such a G&T clip. Anyways, guys. I'm
like really hyper right now. Okay, and a lot of these were sent in by you guys, which is exciting. Actually, pretty much all of them. I have no original thoughts.
If you guys, I'm going to plug our old episodes. We did a red flags and icks episode a while back.
That
and then
you guys ate up.
Yes, and then we also did a green flags episode. But that was just like about men and like people like in general, this is specific to first dates. But yeah, if you guys haven't I mean, the red flags in Nick's episode was such a good one. Like, definitely go and listen to that. Green flags also, but the X one it's great. So
oh my god, there's so many good horror stories.
yeah,
that
I love. Okay, may I say, whenever I go on a first date, a great first date icebreaker is to ask, what is the worst first date you've ever been on?
Oh my god, such a good one.
I always like, don't ask right off the bat, but like if the vibe is right and you guys are vibing and it's like halfway through the date, just be like, what's the worst first date you've ever been on? Everybody has a fucking story and it's incredible. I think, oh my god, no, I have a story from the guy that I literally just went on a date with the other day. He gave me one of the greatest worst date stories. We'll get into it, but
okay, yay. Well, we're talking about a first date with a guy that like you have no history with. We are raw dogging this date right now. Like raw dogging the date. Like, I'm talking like a Hinge date type of thing, or if you don't know them, or like you met them one time at a bar, not like, you know, a friend, or you finally like, decided,
you know, you popped your pussy on them for like 5 minutes at a pride parade. Yeah, that's a great way.
That's all too familiar.
All too familiar, but it's okay.
The first one the first green flag I'll share was actually sent in from like a guy friend of mine, which, you know, like me and Christina love getting like a straight man's perspective on this show because it's fascinating. It's psychology.
It's like, you know what's so funny is like, I do not value a straight man's opinion.
Except for on Gin and Toxic.
Except on Gin and Toxic. I need to know
because
what you're
the girls need to know what the guy is thinking, right? Even if it's like to understand the
even if it's
thing.
like they're gonna tell you the stupidest fucking thing ever. Great, I wanted to know because now every other girl should know.
Right. So he said, if she can make me laugh and if I can eat around her. And like this guy, he's my friend that said it in. He's like super goofy, and like the fact that he like this is like a real thing that guys are looking for. Like he was being serious. Like and I know what you mean. Like being able to eat around a guy is such a green, and vice versa. Because like, you know, we all are fucking, unless you're a pussy ass bitch, we're like big eaters around here.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I need to be able to eat some fucking nasty shit 100%. In front of you, man.
When we were like planning the episode, when we were like kind of writing some like bullet notes down, I literally told Lily I knew that my ex-boyfriend I was comfortable with like right away, because literally on the first date I was fucking downing.
Do you guys remember this story?
Yes, we did.
Remember this story because she ate Mexican food at the park.
And I like literally had to run home after the date because I like literally was gonna shit myself.
Shit her pants.
And then I ended up
he's like, what's that smell? You're like, go away.
Yeah, no. And then like a few months later I ended up telling, like when we were actually dating, I told him that that's what happened that night.
Christina's the girlfriend that like will look at her boyfriend and be like, I have to shit.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm gonna fart. Or like, we'll just fart. Like, I feel like that's
not on the first date.
No, a boyfriend, like a long-term boyfriend.
Yeah, because like, why wouldn't you be able to like fucking fart and whatever in
I'll
front of your
fart,
boyfriend? I don't give
like,
a fuck.
For some reason, I'm a little princess about poop. I'm like, I don't poop. Jeff doesn't even think I poop. No.
Right.
I don't poop.
Lily doesn't.
Girls don't poop
ever. I be shitting, and every time I do, I text you and Jeff about it.
Yeah.
The other day, I text you. I go, Thai food with ice cream at your new apartment. Worst idea. Came home. I be shitting. Like.
I do be shitting. What is this? Like, what's happening right now?
This happens every single episode. I'm
so sorry.
New episode title, I be shitting. Go on. To be totally honest, guys, like we have like red flag, green flag, whatever, red light, green light.
These are more just like stories.
We're just gonna like jot off some funny ass shit about like.
A lot of people said, lets you talk, is a good listener. You talk more about yourself than they talk about you.
Yeah, I wrote down ask you questions. If you're constantly asking the questions and they're just answering and they're not asking anything about you,
even if they're talking a lot about only themselves, it's such an ick. And I feel like, okay, if this is sexist, fuck off. I don't care. The guy should be more of the listener, because there's not. I know it sucks if a girl talks too much and overshares, but it's actually worse if a guy does. It's more of an
ick. Yeah,
because at least the girl is like confident and not like making herself small and stuff. You know what I mean?
Which actually, I think that would be a great segue kind of into red flags anyways. I feel like there's a lot more, like you look for, like when you're dating, you look for green flags, yes, but you're more so looking for the red flags, because you're looking for, oh my god, well he said this, maybe I should avoid him, sort of thing. I feel like
some
that's
girl
like
goes, if he listens to Taylor Swift, fuck him.
Fuck him.
First date. That's
suck his dick 100%. No, but I was gonna say, like, because you were saying like if they're oversharing and stuff, we were gonna talk about how in the red flags, if they start like trauma dumping or if they're like oversharing on the first date, bad news. And what was I gonna say? I was telling you that we should like share the story. You guys, we've had Dog Guy on before. You guys know him. You guys love him. He was telling me the other day that he went on a date with this girl.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, this is great, guys. He went on a date with this girl, and here's the thing. Like, yes, you want to like open up and share about your life and everything. But this girl apparently was just like, let's get deep out of nowhere. She was like, let's get deep. First date. Okay. And he was just kind of like, okay, yeah. Like, what do you want to talk about?
I would go, no, let's not.
Yeah, let's not. But whatever. But anyways, this girl just starts out of nowhere, starts like crying hysterically, telling him about her experience having her autistic brother and like what that was like and everything and what that is like. And then she started crying even more and started crying harder because she was telling him how she wants kids in the future, but she's gonna have to get a IVF because she doesn't want her kid to have like the autistic gene and like everything. Girl. And here's the thing, yes, very sad. I'm sure, you know, obviously like growing up with somebody with, you know, special needs in your family.
Oh, she could have said any. It's not like, it's obviously sad, dude. We all have sad, but it's like,
the point is that why, like, she just started like fully trauma dumping on him and started like crying her eyes out, and he like didn't know what to do. He was like, I was trying to tell her like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like try to comfort her and everything, and he's like, but like I literally like I felt bad for the girl, but like I didn't know what to like do or say. Like, what do you like, I'm so sorry, like, but you don't know her personally yet, so like how are you supposed to help that person? And then also like on a first date, and she's like talking to him about, oh, like, well, when I get kids, I gotta do an IVF, I gotta do this and blah 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 and everything. And it was just like, oh god, like, you guys, he was just like kind of thrown off. He told me, I met up with him at a bar like right after this date, because we both had dates on this day, and I told him about mine, and then he was like, yeah, like everything was going great, and she's like a very sweet girl until she just
you
started
almost like want to tell them like, look, you're great. I want to better help you for your next date. It's a little inappropriate to like overshare like that.
Yeah, but you can't like tell them
but
that.
You want to
obviously.
because you want them to not do this again.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It happened to me. I feel like we have green flags, red flags.
You know what's funny? Sorry, I just remember this too. That right after he's telling me about this, Rob was like, after this happened, I feel like I really need to change I really had this epiphany that I need to change up my dating. And he was like, because I suck at it. And I was like, why? Like, what's going on? He's like, I just make girls cry all the time. And I was like, what do you mean you make girls cry? And he was like, no, like, not that I make them cry. He's like, but this is like the third date that I've been on that a girl has started crying to me.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little weird.
What?
I think he needs to meet girls in a different way as well. Like,
he met her like casually at like a bar one night.
Oh, he did.
Like,
I thought it was a Hinge
yeah,
thing.
No. So it was just like I don't know. I mean, some people have good luck. I mean, you go through streaks too. Like, I have been on streaks of meeting men, and it was like the most amazing few weeks of my life. I was meeting such great guys. And then I've been on streaks where I was just like, every single date sucked.
I feel like the trauma dumping. So we have like red flags, green flags, and then we have like I put up dating first date horror stories. And I feel like trauma dumping is like such an obvious red flag that it actually goes into like a first date horror story, because it can just like make the night so messy. I remember like my first year in New York, I was checking out at a thrift store, and this guy asked me to go on a date with him. So I was like, sure, why not? And we went to Ruby's in Soho, which I now go to all the time, but I didn't know at the time it was like a cool spot. And we're sitting 5 minutes into the date. 5 minutes into the date. My mom committed suicide when I was 6 years old, and I walked in on it. Bro.
Like, that is like, because you
no
just
tears,
don't
so
know.
Casually, graphic fucking detail about the death. I was like, first of all, it's not okay to trauma dump for so many reasons. It's like weird, but like also you don't know what the other person's been through. It can be triggering and awful.
Yeah.
And it was.
I was gonna say, in your case.
Yeah, like suicide's a really triggering topic for people. And I was like, and at the end I told him, he was like, you were like really quiet. And I was like, yeah, well, you were talking about some really sensitive topics that I don't yet feel comfortable talking about. And he was like, oh, and I'm like, don't do that ever again. Again. That goes under horror story for sure.
Some people don't realize, but at the same time, like, we're now in this, oh my god, I can't with you. We're now in this time where like I feel like now it's like just now that we know what we know about life and people and everything, traumas and stuff, you should just have like a common courtesy, like common knowledge in your brain to be like, maybe I shouldn't bring this up on a first date, or maybe if I'm going to bring it up in like a way that's like he could have just been like, oh, my mom passed away. And then if it came up and if you wanted to know the details, then you could be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. With me asking like what happened. Exactly. It was like super weird. That definitely goes under horror stories. I guess I don't know if we should do. I have really good horror stories and really good red flags. What should we start with? From submissions from you guys. Maybe red flags.
Red flags.
I feel like red flags, some dating red flags.
The horror stories are fucking epic though, so stay tuned. Okay, red flags. Oh God.
Oh no, what?
Ryan. My roommate, you guys. My roommate's gonna come on soon.
Oh, yeah.
She was telling me and Christina some dating stories.
You don't even understand. Like,
my jaw was on the floor.
Let me just say. So Lily obviously just moved into a new apartment. Her roommate Ryan, we love her. We both went to FIT with this girl. And obviously I like never really was like close to her or anything, but I met her at the Rue shoot and she was super fucking cool and she's so sweet. But the day that Lily and her moved into their new apartment was the first day that I got to like really hang out and talk to her. This
epic human being
girl was just
she's special.
She is special. Yeah, she was just spitballing horrible date stories.
But epic stories, and her storytelling ability is fantastic.
She is just
you're on the edge of your fucking seat.
Yeah, no, she is
for just what? Like for what?
Like some of the shit she was saying was like she was saying it way too casually. Yeah, and I was just like, what the fuck? Anyways, as she's telling us these dating stories, we're like, you absolutely 1,000% need to come on the show. So she's gonna come on eventually.
You guys are gonna live.
Yeah, you guys are gonna absolutely love her. But anyway, she did submit a few things.
I'm only gonna share one, not yet, at the horror story part, and then we'll have her elaborate. I'm gonna rapid fire a few of these. And if any of them stand out to you, pop off. This one I'm feeling it. Him showing up in skinny jeans, period. Not being polite to fucking servers, period. Expecting sex, I guess. Sometimes I'm expecting sex, babe. Talking about an ex.
Wait. I think you should give the Cliff Notes version of Ryan's story for expecting sex.
Oh, okay. That's the one that I was gonna share.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
but she submitted it under worst date like horror stories.
Okay, but these
ones are better.
We'll go
anyway.
Yeah, so we'll
Those
ramble
are like
off some more red flags in a sec. But because we hit expecting sex,
that's a big one.
We have a story. We have a really good story
one for
this.
Girls, of course. And then like, of course, as a woman, like if you're into a guy, like you want sex on the first date too. But like, it shouldn't be something that's like brought up early in the date.
Yeah,
babe.
You go into the date, you feel it out, and if you're both feeling it, if you both decide you want to have sex on the first date, fucking amazing. This is actually like a great way to segue into like all the other first dates and stuff. But I was telling Lily before this one thing to like, that I want to kind of give like my like strong opinion on is the whole sex on the first date like stigma, because most people say like don't have sex on the first date, like whatever. Personally, fuck that. I think that if you go on a first date with a guy or girl, whoever the fuck, you guys are getting along really well, you want to have sex on the first date, fucking do it.
There's pros and cons to like
there's pros there's pros and cons to either way. But here's the thing. In my, at least, experience and in my personal opinion, I think that if a guy likes you, if he likes you enough, you having sex with him on the first date is not gonna, like, change that.
Yeah.
Like, I think if a guy's like, I really fucking vibe with her, and then you guys have sex, he's not gonna automatically be like, she gave out on the first date. But I think some guys definitely do think that way.
Well, remember what I told you?
Think like that.
What's his fucking name? Harry Jowsey?
Yes.
Okay, Harry Jowsey, you probably know who he is. He was on Hannah Berner's podcast. This was from a male perspective. He said, if I go on a date with a girl and like we are not vibing at all, but she's like really trying to fuck me, that's a little weird. I'm not going to judge her, but it's a little weird.
Yeah.
But if I go on a date with a girl and we are vibing so well and like it's right and we fuck, even if we don't end up working out, he was like, I'd never look back and be like, she was easy. Like she was like he was like, no, because I did it too. And like there shouldn't be a stigma around that. Like we're adults. What are we going to do? Hold hands and like no, like if you're going to get down and dirty, you're going to get down and dirty. We're fucking adults. It's sex.
You bring up such a good point too with like where he said I was in that too, because with the girl
you also did.
Yeah, you could if you go on a first date with a guy and you have sex with him and he's like, oh, she gave out too easily in the first date.
You gave out too easily on the first day, you fucking whore bag.
Exactly. You're who's the whore?
Yeah, you were also spreading your legs, bitch.
We're both sluts.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
But yeah, no, I just like, at least from my from personal experience and from stories and stuff, I just think that like it, you know, obviously the men that are listening, give us your personal opinions. Yeah. But I just think that if you like a girl enough, if you have sex on the first date or whatever, it's not going to change the way you think about that.
Like Hannah Berner said in this episode with him, she goes, I fucked her current husband on the second date. Yeah. She was like, and then he ended up being my fucking husband. Yeah, so I don't think that was very slutty of me. Right. Like, yeah, even if they don't end up being your boyfriend, like whatever, obviously doesn't matter. But like they very well could be, and like whatever, dude. Yeah. It's like not that big of a deal. I think. I mean,
me neither.
And like I think there's pros and cons to both. Okay. Yeah. There's like you either fuck on the first date, and like if it goes really well, and you end up like being together, that's hot. It's lit. It worked out.
That's awesome.
Or if you really like the guy and you kind of just want to like do things a little differently this time type of shit, take it slow and have like a bit of a build up. Yeah. And have like really hot makeouts and like kind of, if you're at the bar, like talk about what you're into.
100%.
Just depends on the vibe. But like either way, it's hot because a build up is hot and then like an immediate
here's the thing. I think that it's like, you need to do whatever you feel like doing. If you want to wait for the second, third, fourth date, you want to never have sex, you only want to do foreplay things, like, you know, if that's what you want to do, fucking do it. Yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Yeah. If you decide I want to have sex on the first date, hell fucking yeah, do that. Sometimes for me it changes. Sometimes I go on a first date with a guy and I'm like, you know what, I'm really into him. I'm trying to fuck and he's trying to fuck and that works out. And then there's other times where I'm like, like let's give this a little bit more time. And then, you know, it just like, it depends. Yeah. Like, you know, what to be the type both parties are to always comfortable with.
Like get down on the first date. Yeah. Because though, like when I was going on these dates, I knew it wasn't anything like mega serious. Yeah. And even if it was serious, like it's fine to like fuck on the first date. But like right now I'm in a space where like if I really like a guy, I might kind of slow things down a little bit, which is weird for me because like I'm a slut. Right. But
it's a little strange.
I'm just taking a different approach these days.
Yeah, like, no, exactly. That's the thing too, is you're allowed to change your fucking approach.
But you know what my current approach is? By like the third date, I'm like, so are you like kinky? Like what are you into? So like you learn like then you get like and then you're like both really horny at the bar, but you're like, I'm not going home with you tonight. Like build up. Like go home and think about me and jack off. Bitch.
I also think that a build up while you're in a relationship could keep it spicy. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if I ever told you about this. I don't think you know this, but I think it was the night I introduced you to Martine was at the housewarming party. Yes. Me and Martine, my ex-boyfriend.
Is that the first time?
I think that was the first time I introduced you guys, right?
No, was that the first time you fucked?
Oh, no. But I was going to say at that, I don't know if you know this or not, at that party, I wanted to like kind of like get things like a little bit steamy for when we went home and everything. So I literally went into the bathroom. I was wearing a dress. I went into the bathroom. I took my panties off. I walked over to the couch and I put it in his pocket.
Oh my fucking God. That is so hot. Yeah. I feel like you told me this one time.
I put it into his pocket and then I like whispered in his ear. I was like, I'm not wearing any panties.
I will be stealing that move.
Oh, it's a great move.
Wait, shut up.
Yeah.
Guys, this is what we needed. Like, honestly.
Just like on my birthday. Remember on my birthday, I fucking, all of a sudden, everybody at the dinner table on my 22nd birthday is like, where's Christina? Oh, Martine's gone too.
You know when that would be really hot? It would be really hot if you were like into, like you and this guy, like really like you and Martine. Yeah. Really into each other, but you haven't fucked yet. And you're on a really good night out and you're like, I'm ready like for this next step, whatever. And you do that and you're like, you're coming home with me tonight. Yeah. And also here are my underwear. They're in your pocket.
Yeah, no, exactly. I remember I did that. I remember just being like that was dude, fucking Christina's powerful.
So hot. Like, and like I know Christina's hot. Like I'm super aware of that. But like I am humbly reminded on the daily, dude. Like when this really hot coworker of mine, she walked in, he looked at me and goes, "Who that? Who? What's up with your friend?" I was like, "Damn!" Like. She no makeup, like a fucking like
I looked like a
outfit.
Train wreck yesterday.
But like then I'm looking at you from across. I'm like, she's fine as fuck. Like, what's up with that? And every time she comes in, even my female coworkers are like, she is so pretty. I'm like, yeah, she is. Like, there's nothing I can really do about it.
Oh my god, don't boost my ego too much.
Okay, I won't. I'm done. You're ugly.
Great, thank you.
Okay, I won't. I'm done.
Anyways, back to humbling.
Okay, personally I've had enough of the red flag, so I want to do horror stories.
Yeah, did we say this on the show or did I? Wait,
what?
I don't know if I said this. If I already, okay, I'm so sorry if I'm repeating myself on the show because I cannot remember if I told you this while recording or not while recording, that I think a great icebreaker on a first date, if you're like halfway.
You already said this.
Okay, I did say this on the show. So,
Share
but
your
once
worst
again,
date.
I do say that I think that if you're on a first date and the vibes are right, I don't know why I'm flailing this lip gloss around. I'm like,
because give it to me. Because you need to listen up.
Listen up.
That's why.
No,
now it's
everybody
on my hands.
has a bad first date story, and
Actually, I
they're
need
fucking
that.
hilarious.
Thank you.
But yeah, no. So definitely read some of these. I do want to say though that I did not tell you this because I was telling Paige about it. Okay, I think you might die at this.
Oh,
so
no.
the guy that I just went on the date with the other day. Okay.
His story.
We're a little bit like, we're halfway through the date, whatever. Like somehow dating gets like brought up or something. And we're just like talking about like apps and like stupid shit. And then he was like, I asked him for like his worst first date and he's like, oh yeah, like I've had some rough ones before or whatever. He was like, however, he's like, I had this girl that like I was into and he was like, we went on like a few dates. It wasn't a first date, but this is just like, I was just like, what? They went on a few dates and like they were like kind of like casually like seeing each other. And he was like, this one day I was at her apartment. He was working remote at the time. He's like, I was at her apartment and I'm just like sitting there working. And out of nowhere, this girl like turns to him and is like, do you believe in conspiracy theories? And he was like, oh, like I'm not like passionate about it, but like maybe, like why? And
you're like, is there like a chip in me from the government type of conspiracy theory, or like the world's gonna end?
Ready?
Like,
it was, oh my god,
there's a scale.
It was 2 conspiracies. I forget what one of them was, but one of them was that she just started going off about the conspiracy of the government taking newborn babies' blood and injecting it into people in the government to make them like stay youthful and alive.
Okay, that
it was the weirdest shit ever. And then there was another one.
I believe in aliens, but
oh my god,
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, no. And then there was another one that I was like,
that is
what
so
the fuck?
niche.
But that
is so
he said
niche.
he was just sitting there like not knowing like what to say, but because this girl was like,
my god,
way too into it.
Because now if a guy if a guy is talking to me at a bar and I want him to fuck off,
say that.
I am gonna be like, hey, ready? Want to hear like my latest like conspiracy theory? They suck the blood out of the baby and put it in Donald Trump. Just like, and he'll be like, cool, I'm gonna go like fuck myself then.
Oh my
like,
god, oh my god, it'll come to me the second one, because the second one I remember was just
you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night
fucking
like
insane.
I got it.
But he said he was like, yeah, after that he was like, I just like could not look at her the same.
That's
like,
weak.
Yeah,
that is weak. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god, I forget what the second one was. It was
It'll come
crazy
to you.
Though.
We have so many good horror
Yeah.
stories.
Oh, we have so
I don't
many
even
good
know.
ones.
I'm gonna just sorry. This one was sent in to me as a green flag and I'm weak, but I am putting it under horror story fucking category, dude.
Oh,
let me read it word for word. This shit had me just dying. Where is it? She just goes, after the first date, we're fucking in the cab on the way home, ? Shh. I'm like, okay, so
I mean,
how, like,
is that a horror story?
I'm like, yes.
Okay, here's it.
no.
I don't think it's a horror story. I also don't think it's a green flag.
I think
it's just like a funny date story.
It's like, okay, we get in the cab.
Story.
I'm first of all not sure what position we're in. That's none of my business. But like I'm picturing like from this side, right? And like we're in the cab. We're going at it. We're like, drop me off at 14th and 8th. Can you do a 2-stop? Can you 14th and 8th?
Yeah. Sometimes I just get very.
We're vocal.
I am a vocal girly during sex.
Me too.
I want to make sure you know that you're fucking the shit out of me. Or if you're not, I need to humble you and I need to say like nothing. But
I say some vile
I've been a little
shit.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've been a little feral for sex lately. I've been your girl has not been getting it in. A lot. Your girl has not been getting it in lately. But
for why? Like, look at her.
I know.
Okay.
I was like away on vacation, and then I got back, and I've been so busy, and I just like I don't know, like the vibe has not been right. Like I feel like if you're talking to a guy for the first time, like at like a bar or whatever, whoever you're talking to, you could pick up on the vibe of like, are we gonna do some shit? Oh God, Lily's laughing. Are we gonna do some shit or not? The vibe hasn't been right lately. Anyways, go on. What are you
like my
at?
friends are sending it's
I personally love I personally love when like people that me and Lily know like personally, like your guys' submissions are fucking insane and hilarious,
but like people I know personally who I would never picture like doing
it's
that.
just like I feel like too, like because we have this show now and like our friends, family, whoever like are listening and they realize how feral we are, it almost gives them like the green light to be just as feral. So then like a friend of ours will share something, like I think I shared this on the show like a long time ago, but one of my friends in LA, she like, we don't really like talk that often or whatever, but she was the one that submitted this story to me that like she needed to get this guy like out of her house, so she lied to him, told her that she had a flight, and he drove her to LAX. She got dropped off at LAX, then literally took an Uber home 5 minutes later. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like just shit like that you're
it's
like
weak.
All of a sudden these like people that you're friends with, maybe like acquaintances with, or just somebody you know,
right?
Friend of a friend, they share something with you that just makes you go like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck in like a hilarious way, not like oh you're weird, what the fuck. We don't judge on this show.
I need to rapid fire some of these because you need to hear them immediately.
Okay, let's hear
this
rapid fire, go.
The fucking first sentence, I was done. It starts with he was a magician, and I literally put my fucking seatbelt on after reading. She goes, he was a magician, he did weird magic tricks, and then the whole night tried doing a magic trick to get my panties off. Then he kissed me with his teeth and made me bleed. Okay, next. Like, what do you mean he was a magician? Okay, what
do you mean he was trying to get your panties off with magic?
Mean? Okay, this girl, this is I think my roommate.
A man, I'm sorry.
Okay.
We gotta backtrack. I think if a man said to me like,
first of all, if you're
I'm gonna fucking do a little magic trick to get your panties off, I'd be like,
now if he did a magic trick and my panties came off, then we fucking
right. But if you're trying, and
you're giving like, Alex Russo,
right? You're giving Wizards of Waverly Place, like
it's giving Harry, it's giving Ron,
right.
It's
giving Abracadabra, like
giving. But
if you are for whatever reason successful in getting my panties off with magic,
sir, I swear to God, if you take your hat off at dinner and take a fucking bird out of it, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
If you start pulling like a scarf out of your fucking throat. If you're like,
honestly,
pick a card,
I'm saying this now, but I'm really not sure what I would do in the moment. It depends.
Actually, you know what's so funny is one of my exes was not very into magic, but used to be very into magic and used to do magic once in a while. I just remembered that.
Well, that's why he's your ex. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So ready for the next one?
Anyways, moving along.
This is from my roommate, and she is going to tell. She has a few stories that she's going to tell. This is one of them, and I'm just going to give you the quote that this guy. She was supposed to go out to dinner with him. He was like, she gets to his apartment to meet him to like go out to dinner.
Oh, this is
And
my jaw was on the floor.
He was like, I have to grab something from upstairs. Will you come with me really quick, and then we'll go? And she was like, sure. He brings her upstairs and starts like pretty much trying to get her to like fuck him, which is disgusting. And she was like, dude, no, I'm hungry. Like, what do you, like, just met you. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he just goes, I need to fuck you now so I know if you're worth taking out to dinner. Like, let that marinate for a minute, please, God.
And you want to know what's so... She was like... She told us this story, and then she was like, yeah, he was so fucking sexy, though. And we were all like thinking he's this fucking asshole. And I mean, he is a fucking asshole. But then she showed us photos of him, and we were like...
Yeah.
He was
fine. Like
tattoo,
he's
not the person you bring home to mom, but like the person that you just like had this really
fucking a bar
on the low, like like little like secret Christian Grey.
But he's giving body count 250.
Yeah,
that's what he was giving for me. And he was giving like not safe vibes.
No.
Like wouldn't really feel safe in this man's apartment.
You know what he was giving? He was giving I'm too big for the condom vibe.
Yeah. Oh my
I'm too big for the condom.
We
discussed this actually, not last episode, but the episode before when I blew the condom up. If a man, no, you are never too big for a condom. And if you're on the bigger side, fucking put on a Magnum, okay? No man will ever tell me, oh, I'm too big for the condom. I got fucking, what's that brand? Durex. I got Trojan. I got Trojan Magnum. I got like regular like Trojan condom. Like I have every single type of condom in this bedroom right now. There is no man that's going to step foot into this bedroom and tell me that he's too fucking big for a condom or a condom's uncomfortable. Okay, great. Well, guess what?
Cool. Do you want to have a child?
Yeah, great. Do you want to...
Do you want to watch me shit my pants while I give birth? No.
Right.
So fucking put that...
Right. Just in general, like, I don't... Like, no.
If that's what the woman wants.
I'm extremely...
Now, if she wants you to raw dog her, you're going to raw dog.
We need to do... It would actually be very cool if we did, like, an episode about contraceptives, but with
a man... Harry Jowsey.
I was going to say a gynecologist.
I'm like, I want a big cock man. You're like a healthcare professional. I'm like, a big dick man.
Both.
What's wrong with me, guys?
No, like literally though, like I think we should literally have a gynecologist on. Me too. This room is so hot, guys, but we can't turn the AC on because you'll be able to hear it on the camera. Yeah, we love it. Normally I blast the AC before we start recording. Completely forgot to do that today. But anyways, we should do an episode about it with a healthcare professional. I think it'd be great. But like I'm extremely passionate about the like whole I'm passionate about condoms and safe sex and stuff because we talk about being sluts on this show, okay? But we are safe sluts.
We are safe little sluts.
We're safe sluts.
Still a little slut though.
Condoms, birth control, I don't care. Here's the thing, I'm on birth control, so that's whatever. But more so condoms for like STDs. Also, what if the birth control fails? Like I'm naturally a paranoid person when it comes to that stuff anyways. But like...
And now that we have our rights stripped away from us in many states, it's more important than ever.
Oh my God, it is more important than ever right now, which speaking about that, maybe we should actually touch on that for like a sec because I've been meaning to say something.
Weird timing, but sure.
Very weird timing for this, but let me just touch on this for like a second, okay? Because we actually unfortunately, we didn't get to bring it up in the episode with Hannah. We meant to, and then we just ended up spitballing a bunch of shit.
It wasn't the right time.
Yeah, it wasn't the wrong time, but... Anyways, yes, especially in times like this, you know, but here's the thing. Obviously, I was actually, oh my God, this girl made this amazing TikTok the other day that this feels like women are being punished for pleasure, basically.
Oh, we are, babe.
Because it is. Oh my God, I gotta find the TikTok and like play it or something. But she like had this amazing analogy where it was like, basically that it feels like now that, you know, with the whole overturning of Roe v. Wade and everything, that like it feels like women are being punished for wanting to have like sex, but if we're being punished, why aren't men being punished? Like, and this whole thing, I mean, that's not the point. The point of it is not to be punished, although that is what it basically is, which is unfortunate. But obviously, and here's the thing, like me and Lily, obviously we live in New York, we live in New York City, like our governor is very,
privileged.
You know, pro... What?
We're privileged.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is we're privileged because our governor is very pro-choice. And you know, we're very lucky for that.
If we didn't have abortion in New York, me and you are privileged enough to be able to travel to another state to get it done.
Exactly. But most people, that is why, you know, people like say, you know, like, oh, well, you live in New York. You live in like a great, like, pro-choice, you know, state and everything. So you have nothing to worry about. It's not about that, though. It's about all the women, you know, because now it's like half of the United States is not going to have the same access to abortions and, you know, women's health care that we have. And it's looking out for those women because, you know, you can't be a selfish prick. Anybody is like, well, you shouldn't care because you live in New York. Okay, yeah, you're right. I like, you know,
if
obviously
for me,
I'm privileged, but that doesn't mean that everybody...
Right. We all need to care about things that don't affect us necessarily directly.
Exactly. Like,
most of us, oh my God, like most of us, I know me and you specifically, like 99% of the terrible things going on in the world do not directly affect us.
Exactly. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't bring light to them.
Right. And like they will eventually affect us if we do not, you know, take care of them. And
like, you know, obviously, like I was saying, like half of the United States is obviously gonna be, you know, pro-life now, and you're not gonna have access and everything. But right now, luckily, like most people in the US, most women are fighting for, you know, pro-choice and stuff, even if they live in a pro-choice like state already. Yeah. Imagine if the women in the US that are in the pro-choice states that it doesn't directly affect them were not fighting back, nothing would get changed.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so that's why it's so important that even if you are in a privileged situation that you're kind of fighting back and, you know, you're calling and spamming your local government and, you know, just trying to get this thing not fucking over. I mean, it already got overturned, which is horrible, but, you know, trying to make a change for the future because, like, you know, imagine I saw this one tweet and this woman was like, can't wait to tell my daughter that her body has the same rights as a gun does.
Literally.
In the United States. And that's extremely fucked up.
Less rights than a gun.
Less rights. Yeah. Your body has less rights than a fucking gun. Welcome to America, people. Like,
yeah, it's really scary.
Yeah, it's extremely scary. So I know this is like totally out of place for this episode, but you know, it's good that we like touch on it for a little bit. But yeah, listen, even if you're in a privileged situation, if you're in a pro-choice state, definitely do your part.
Dude,
you know,
post a fucking Instagram story. We're not asking people to like, you know, give up your life for the fight. Post a fucking Instagram story. Like, just, that shit pisses me off.
That's the thing is just like...
It's so like, simple these days to help.
Yeah, it's so
never
simple
been easier to do your part.
Yeah, spread information. Like, you could literally take 2 seconds out of your day to make... even if it's like a repost of somebody else that's giving like a bunch of resources for women. Like, you know...
and if you're a man, stand the fuck up.
Right. If you're... Especially
pussy ass bitch.
If you are... Whether... I don't care if you're gay, straight, bi... whatever you are, but especially straight men that are dating and fucking women, stand up for us.
I need you to either get a vasectomy immediately or post 20 things on Instagram right now and go to a protest this week. Like,
yeah,
fuck
exactly.
You. Like you need to do something.
You need to stand up because it's these fucking, oh my God, these old ass men. I was actually watching this incredible, I don't know what state it was for, like somebody was running for governor. It came up on my TikTok and it was like this younger guy was running for governor and he was like making a statement saying like why he should be governor and like all this stuff. But one of the things he said is he was literally like something about like most people in the government like are supposed to retire around age like 65 or something, but they don't, and that's why we have all these old ass people in the government, and that's why they're making these fucking, you know, choices that are not progressive with like this generation. And it's just so fucked up. So long story short, obviously guys, make phone calls, spread information that will help, you know, donate to your local women's centers.
Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood, like all of those. And, you know, even like Lily's saying, you could do the most. You could go to the protest, you could donate, you could do this. But even the simple things, or such as like reposting. One little thing to repost information. Everything counts.
And please
that's
don't
the
celebrate
thing. Everything counts. And vote. I can't express this enough. Fucking vote, okay? Vote for the people that are going to save your rights and make your future and your children's futures a good one.
Yeah.
You know, so anyways.
Me and my mom were like crying on FaceTime last night talking about it because my mom was saying, she was like, you know, personally, I don't think I could ever get an abortion. And then I was like, I know, Mom, but like imagine if, like, my mom is completely, we're both pro-choice, but she was just saying like, I can't imagine being in that situation. And I was like, I know, Mom, but imagine right now, I guess she's too old now, but a few years ago, if you were raped, I mean,
yeah, that's
wouldn't you at least want to be able to choose? And like, it's no one else's business. And like,
that's okay.
There's so many different there's incest, there's rape, there's a guy took off the condom during sex, it's your birth control failed. There's so many fucking angles of it.
That is what, okay, that's a huge thing, because that's that TikTok that I was talking about earlier. That is what the girl was saying. She was making this point where it was like she was pretending to talk to somebody that's pro-life, okay? And she was saying, she was like, okay, so if a woman gets, like, this horrible, obviously, but if a woman gets raped, like, should she be able to have an abortion to get rid of the child? And the person was like, yes, she should, because that was, like, not her choice. She didn't want to get pregnant. She goes, okay, so a woman that's on birth control and accidentally gets pregnant because her birth control failed her, should she be able to get an abortion? And the person was like, no.
Oh, I saw this.
And she was like, okay, so the woman that was on birth control, like, who did, like,
who's having responsible sex,
who did not intend on, it's the person that got raped and the person on birth control, they both get pregnant. They both did not intend on getting pregnant, but you're going to make different rules for both of them.
Right.
No. Like,
and there's so many women that get raped that don't speak up. Like, they don't need to fucking have a sob story in order to get a fucking abortion.
That was another thing too that this woman was also saying. She was like, more than half of, like, rape cases go, like, unspoken because
way
people
more than
are
half, yeah.
afraid to speak up. There's different situations, like, so it's just, this entire thing is just, like, extremely fucked up.
Right. People try to always, like, and then I saw a tweet that was like, why are we talking about rape and incest so much? Get an abortion if you want an abortion. Yeah. Why does it have to be if a woman got raped? Like, I get it, because I use those stories sometimes, but, like, it's more than that. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
It's like there's so many different fucking angles of it, and you can be the most responsible woman and get pregnant.
Like, I know for me right now, if I were to get pregnant, holy fucking shit, like, that I would not be able to
right
raise
now
a
in
child.
my life. I would get an abortion.
I would, I would not,
and it would be the worst, hardest thing. I personally only know one friend that got an abortion, and she actually, it was like her first year of college, and she would have gotten it anyway, but she got pregnant on birth control and using a condom. The condom broke, and they realized right after the sex that the condom had broken. It was her boyfriend. They immediately, like, took care of it, and obviously she would have gotten an abortion anyway, but she was told that the baby had some serious problems and that her life, like, could be at risk if she carried the child, and she was like, well, I'm getting an abortion anyway. But, like, now in some states, even if your life is at risk, they make you give birth.
Yeah.
It's insane. Do you see the one where that woman her baby was having seizures in her stomach and she was going to be induced to give birth to a stillborn? And now they're right after the law passed. She thought that she would have a little leeway because she's in Alabama, I think. They're not letting her be induced. They're making her carry the baby to 9 months. The baby's in pain, having 4 seizures a day, and she can feel every single one. And the baby's going to come out either dead or it's going to die very shortly after birth, which is an abortion's already traumatic. Giving birth to a stillborn, you will never be the same. Yeah. You're fucked. You might never even have a child again. Like, and she could also be hurt in the it's insane. There's so many different, like, perspectives of it that you can't say, well, in these cases it's okay. Wow, we are going the fuck off.
We are. I mean, obviously, here's the thing.
I don't know how we got here, but I'm living.
Yeah, I know. Well, this show is based around, like, when we talk about sex and dating and all that stuff, obviously on this show, we usually talk about, like, dating men because that's, like, who we date. But obviously all the things that we talk about go all ways. It goes, whether you're a girl watching, a guy watching, whatever, non-binary, whether you like girls, guys, like, no matter what you like, it goes all ways. However, we are obviously these women figures, all about women empowerment. I literally have a clothing line called Bitchy, and our, like, whole slogan is the most powerful form of female. Like, it's only right that on a show like this where we're talking so much about sex and dating and having sex and what to do and what not to do and all that stuff, that we also talk about, unfortunately, the really ugly side of it, which is shit like this.
And this is why we talk about it, because women having sex empowerment is a joke in this country. Like, we're not allowed to. Yeah. They literally don't want to see us win, bro. They don't want to see us come. Like, why? Like, it's fucking crazy. And like, women, like, let's be real. Like, yes, the guy got you pregnant. It's the female that's gonna have the consequence. This guy can run for the fucking hills.
See, that's the fucking thing too. Okay, so if this, it takes two to tango, baby. Yeah. You're both had.
It's not the woman's fault that she got pregnant.
Right.
Period. If anything, it's more of the guy's fault, but that's another fucking story. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he snuck the condom off, or if he came in you without asking.
Oh my God, which is
raise your hand if you've ever had a guy come in you without fucking asking.
Yeah.
Without fucking asking. 3 times, 3 different guys. One of them, I was 18 years old. And I unfortunately have a medical condition that prevents me from being on birth control. So condoms are my only fucking vice. And I had the worst panic attack of my life after he did it. I was 18. I thought I was going to get pregnant.
I don't know why.
I wasn't highly educated.
I'm starting to like tear up for you.
Dude, it was.
I don't know why.
Especially the time I was 18, it was so traumatic. Because I felt violated, like beyond belief. I felt like I had just been like sexually assaulted, and I feel like I fucking was. And especially a few of the guys. I mean,
I would 100,000%. Are you kidding me? Coming in you without your permission. That is 100,000% sexual assault.
Yeah,
that is non-consensual.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
and it was so. And like, when I was older, I remember one time it was in New York when it happened. I fucking freaked out at him, but I was educated. I left his apartment, went and got Plan B immediately. And I did the same thing when I was 18, but I didn't know anything, dude. I was literally so scared, and I was so embarrassed. I didn't have any like really close girlfriends that I could tell at the time, and like I was just so scared, and I just felt like super violated. And I was like, what if I was from a place, like, I know where I'm from, I went to like a nice school, but in downtown, the girls don't have sex education. The girls don't have health class. The girls don't have mothers that fucking care about them. It's inner city poverty type of place in downtown Rochester. These girls wouldn't even know to get Plan B. They wouldn't even know it, and they couldn't afford it either. Yeah. It's fucking expensive.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I'm so privileged that I the next morning drove my mom's car and with my own money got my Plan B.
Yep.
But like,
I'll never forget. I one time basically this girl, I will not, obviously I don't want to out her, but somebody that is very close to me had sex with her boyfriend, and she is not on the pill because you don't have to be on the fucking pill. She's on the pill because she didn't want to be on the pill. Like, who the fuck cares?
The pill is also
anyways
fucked. That's a whole other fucking conversation.
Yeah, but basically, long story short, she was having, like, I forget if it was that like her boyfriend actually came in her, they thought that he did, like, long story short, she didn't want the charge coming up on her credit card was linked to like her family's account, and she didn't want her family seeing that she was buying Plan B. So she asked me if I could ever so graciously get it for her. Obviously, no hesitation. I was like, absolutely. And what I did is I placed like a pickup order at Target for her, so she would just have to go in and pick it up, but I already bought it. That shit was like $70.
Yes. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, when you're a teenager?
Yeah.
Who the fuck has that?
Right. When you're a fucking teenager. I
used my last $50 on that fucking Plan B.
Why the fuck do I have to pay $70? Also,
for making the responsible decision.
For making a responsible, also not to mention Plan B, like I personally, I've never had to take it.
Oh, really?
But yeah, luckily I've had pregnancy scares before, but I have just kind of like taken tests and whatever. But I luckily have never had to take it, but I've had a lot of stories from plenty of friends that have taken it before that shit fucks you up for like 48 hours.
You know what's
fucking
weird is
nausea, throwing up.
It didn't to me, but it
like,
does to so many. And I'm very surprised it didn't to me.
If I had to take it, I would absolutely be the type of person that it would like fuck up, because I have such a sensitive stomach.
I was really surprised.
And this and that. Yeah, I guess it varies person to person. It really depends.
It's so random.
But yeah, so
because birth control, I literally almost died taking.
You know what's funny? I was actually telling Paige this morning because she was like talking about her period this morning, whatever, and
I have like 9 minutes left to record, by the way.
Okay, that's fine. We'll wrap it up in a sec, guys. Okay. But anyways, I was telling Paige, just a heads up, but Paige was talking about her period this morning, and I told her, I was like, oh my God, dude, I like forgot to take my birth control for the past week. And for me, luckily it was okay because I'm not really like sexually active right now, and if I am having sex right now, condom. But a week ago I was like, okay, like I didn't take it for a week, and now I'm like, okay, like back on it, whatever. And the past like 3-4 days that I've been consistently taking it again, dude, my fucking vibe has been off. My stomach has been fucked. I've been having cramps. Yeah. I've been having like those fucking period farts. Like I like the ugly,
but like feeling heavy and gross and like awful.
Exactly. I mean, okay, so we gotta wrap this up obviously because Lily, we gotta do toxic confessions, and Lily has to go to work.
I can give you guys one more laugh because a lot of you guys are
let's wrap it up with a positive, okay? But long story short,
I feel like these are toxic confessions, babe.
Yeah.
These are low-key toxic confessions.
Those are low-key. I'm going to look for like ones in the DMs too.
A few of these have a common denominator of vomit. And
okay.
And I'm liking it. So I'm going to read one, and then the second one relates to Christina. Okay, ready? So my friend sent this one in. He goes, the guy literally passed out during sex, then woke up, threw up all over my apartment, and I had to call him an ambulance. I'm like, okay, that's really fun. And then this girl actually said, I threw up on his dick while sucking it, which a friend of ours has also done. Now, I'm not going to name names, but we're very close.
In proximity also.
In proximity.
So here's the thing. I think I talked about it on the show once before.
Are you a slut if you haven't thrown up on a dick before? We've all been there.
I think I might have shared the story on the show before. This is one of my most embarrassing moments. I can't believe I'm even sharing it on the fucking internet.
Some of us were able to swallow it back down, and some of us weren't.
Well, I didn't okay, let me specify. It wasn't like a
projectile.
Like all over the... I was, first of all, luckily it was with a guy that I was very close to, that I'm still close friends with to this day. So it really wasn't that bad. He was super nice about it, but it was because here's the thing. Even if it wasn't because of this and you threw up on a dick before, fucking whatever, girl. You were
trying to that dick, bitch.
You were trying to get it in. You're trying to do that deep throat. I respect you.
Hey, she was putting in work.
I was trying to put in work. What happened, though, was I was drinking fucking Long Island iced teas on that day.
No.
I was drinking
Hasn't had one since. No.
Yeah, no, actually, though.
Pretty much.
Here's the thing. First of all, I was younger, couldn't really handle my alcohol. Was downing Long Island iced teas, which if you guys have had a Long Island iced tea before, you know it has every single type of liquor in it. Those are fucking half of it. You're fucked. I had 3, okay? I was extremely drunk, didn't know how to handle my alcohol. It was towards the end of the night where you start coming down, you're all bleh, weird and stuff. And this guy started to face fuck me with his dick. So
oh my God, getting face fucked is you really have to fucking take a deep breath, babe. If you are laying down and that man is straddling your face and just fucking face fucking you,
so
you
imagine,
need to take a deep breath.
Imagine you had one too many drinks, you feel fucking nauseous as fuck, you know you're gonna throw up, and then all of a sudden some guy starts face fucking you with his dick. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? Now, I obviously felt it, whatever, but it came out. It was fine. We showered. Everything was good. Didn't speak to him for a while after that because I was so embarrassed. I just completely ghosted him, but he did not give a fuck. We ended up discussing it a few months later. He was like, LOL, funny, move on. And I'm still great friends with him to this day. He actually is, he gives relationship advice. He's a relationship counselor.
Get him on the
person.
fucking podcast.
No, he would actually be an incredible guest
so
on the podcast.
I feel like we talked way more about first dates than we did first hookup etiquette, but I don't know, this episode was lit.
Yeah, you know what, maybe we'll do if you guys really like this episode, we'll do a part 2 of first fuck
I really liked
etiquette.
This episode. We had some funny stories. I don't know, it was chaotic per usual, but it was some funny stories.
You know what?
My favorite part personally, fucking in the cab on the way home. That's iconic.
Yeah, we were actually saying
we
were saying prior when that came up that me and Lily have both gotten fingered in
various
Ubers,
places. Actually,
Ubers, taxis.
Recently.
Yeah, Lily was
I be getting fingered fucking left, right, and center all over this city lately, guys.
Right.
I know you're happy for me because I just got out of a relationship. Thank you so much. Don't worry, I'm staying busy, babe. I'm booked and busy out here.
Lily and her pussy are booked and busy. Don't you worry about
it. That's scary, but whatever, they know. So
Lily's pussy is booked and busy.
You need to schedule. I need to schedule you in. If you want to hang out, I'm really busy.
You need to hit up my assistant. You need to hit up Katie.
Katie! Oh my God. No.
Oh my
It happens once an episode. Hi guys, I'm back. So I blew the mic. Katie, love you. Also, Christina, when we were talking about getting fucked in the back of the cab, she was like, "Oh, I used to get fingered in like so many Ubers." And I was like, "Oh, I got fingered in Washington Square Park last week." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, you know? Okay." So that's it for this week's episode. Thank you so much.
Okay. I don't know where the weirdest place I got fingered. Well, obviously I told you guys I got fingered on the beach on the Amalfi Coast. That was iconic.
I got fingered on Stone Street.
When?
Oh. Wait.
No, it wasn't.
What? No.
Oh, okay.
No. They're like, what? Like, no, but
she's like, no.
It was recently. After getting fingered in Washington Square Park, I can't believe I'm putting that on the internet, but here I am.
It was a humbling moment.
I just want you guys to understand that out of all the parks, maybe in the world, but definitely New York, the worst one to get fingered in is going to be Washington Square Park.
Absolutely. I want somebody now that's listening to this episode, if you're listening to this and you live in New York City and or you are visiting, go take a selfie at Washington Square Park and tweet it to us, and please put the caption as like
a historical landmark.
Historical landmark at Lily Stewart.
It is, bro.
Oh my God.
Like right after I did it though, I was like, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, that is giving gonorrhea if I've ever fucking. It's just giving syphilis.
That's like you don't. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get at Washington Square. No. Washington Square is.
I'm sure I was sitting on a fucking like drug needle or someone's piss. Like there's no.
For sure, someone's piss. 100,000%.
Well, for sure, someone's piss. Yeah, that's like out of the question. Like
right. Yeah. So Lily like really has to run, but quickly this girl, I saw this DM the other day, and it's not like toxic, but I just want to read this because like I love getting a DM like this. She goes, "Lost the V card, bitches. On Sunday night, I met back up with a Hinge boy I'd known for 2 weeks, and I hung out with him once before and we fucked. Great experience, 10 out of 10. Knows what he's doing. Definitely wasn't the awkward first time that I thought it was going to be. Loved every second. My mom would be so disappointed in me, but I know the G&T girlies would be proud."
Yay.
I love getting a DM from you guys. That's just like, you're like, "I'm going to go hang out with this guy tonight. Wish me luck." And then like 3 hours
we get
later.
a fucking update.
And then we get an update and you're like, "Just fucked," or blah, 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 blah. Or like, "This date was like," guys, I don't care if your date was so mediocre, if it was amazing, if it was horrible. I want the update. I want to know how you're feeling before the date in the G&T DMs. I want to know how it's going in the middle of it. I want you to go to the bathroom and DM us and say, "Hey guys, I'm in the middle of my date right now. Here's how it's going so far."
No voice memos because I'm not going to listen, but definitely text.
Just like, little text, little message in the DMs. Give us the wrap of it.
I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
These girls told me that they had a pregame the other day with they're like college girls. They were really cool. I stalked the shit out of all of you. So they're really cool. And they were like, we had a pregame the other day with 5 guys and just us 2, like these 2 like little sluts.
Yeah.
I'm living for that.
I love it.
I'm living for that. And they were like, we played an episode of Gin and Toxic while we were playing like drinking games, pre-gaming. And
Did she say which episode?
No.
I want to know if you're listening to this. Let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know. Like, what if it was like the sex opinion? You know what's a great one? Listen to the controversial sex opinions episode with a guy. And that would be an easy way to find out what they, because we were like, oh, like doggy style is the best position. I forget what we said. Something about doggy style. I think somebody said I don't like doggy style, and you're like, I love doggy style, and I was like, I feel mediocre about it. Play that episode in front of a guy, and you guys are just vibing before the first time you fuck, and that'll be easy, like to be like, I agree with this, I don't agree with this.
Yeah.
G&T is the new We're Not Really Strangers.
Period.
Sex opinions. Go listen to it. Anyways, we gotta go. Lily has to go pop her pussy at work.
I wanna die.
Love you guys. Go follow us. Twitter, Instagram,
I
and
hit 10K.
TikTok. Oh yes, Lily hit 10K.
So Christina's in her flop era, not my problem. It's really hard, like kind of taking over that spotlight, but like I'm stepping into this new position with like
Addison Rae is quaking in her boots.
Addison Rae
better watch out.
Quaking.
Like, she should be scared.
Period. Yeah. Except my TikToks get like 400 views, so I'm not sure what's up. That's next.
That we're working
That's
on
my
that.
next problem. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, go follow us at Gin Toxic Podcast. DM us your toxic confession. Please make it as fucked up as you want. And
I overshared this episode.
I did too.
Okay, bye guys.
Love you. Bye.